See what we got here. New whip? Think so. Hey, so we're back at it for another day. Something yellow in here. Yeah, we bought another combine. Same thing as what we had. Basically, this is a 88, and we had an 86. So this is a 96, 1996, and the other one was a 1989. Now we got this out of Indiana when I went on our little vacation down to Virginia. I came back on the way home and stopped and looked at it. And anyways, we got a few chains we got to go through, tighten up. You know, this here a little loose. This here, you can see kind of everything moves a little bit, and that's how it is in our other combines. So usually what we do is we just stick a 1x4 in here or something like that. Usually takes care of it. We pulled all the guards off because guards are overrated. For the point of, you can see all the junk that's been in there. What it does is it rushes these trays out and can't get to everything. So it is kind of nice to have them for the safety aspect of them, but I don't plan on walking over there and sticking my fingers in anything. It's always another one of those things that you shouldn't do. But we did it on this side as well. It's just easy access for out in the field. You know, if it were a mesh guard, that was a quick thing, it swings out of the way, they'd stay on, but it just isn't a convenience thing, you know. But we got a few small things to check. We got a belt to tighten up here by the looks of it, grease it, and hopefully run some rye with it later today, maybe tomorrow. Alright, we're planning to wash it up, get it cleaned up, you know, get all these, where the guards were, it's really dirty in there. You know, moisture built up and something stuck. So we're gonna clean that up. Clean all this up, you know, just a little bit here and there. Nothing crazy. It's pretty clean as it is. We do need to get a new one of these though. Yep. This auger actually had a hole worn in it about right here. There's a nylon. I don't know if it's still on there or not. Yeah, there's that nylon on the auger, and there was a bolt down here that came through and actually wore this right out. So the dealership we bought it from said they'd replace this piece for us, and they replaced it out to there. It's all nice and fixed up now. So yeah, anyways, let's get it washed up quick and be done with it, and get it back in and get the few small things that need to be fixed. Like get rid of all that dirt up in there, hopefully. You know, all the stupid stuff that's small and just built up. So yeah, anyways, here we go. Alright, so now that we got this thing clean, we're gonna go through, grease all the, or not grease all the chains, but we're gonna grease all the grease fittings, oil all the chains, get all the chains adjusted to the right spot, you know, the basics. That's pretty much the majority of what we gotta do. Right now we're just gonna kind of run it and find kinks. We only got maybe 25 acres of rye, 30 acres of rye to run, so that's a good little warm up for the year. gonna say. So yeah, I know we got to change the organs, which are bad, but we got some chains over here. Like the clean grain chain needs to be tightened. The grain return needs to be tightened. Like the feeder housing or the cross auger for the unload needs to be tightened up, and everything needs to be oiled good, just to make sure our chains are running good and they don't wear out and break on us. It's never fun when you plan on running late and then all of a sudden everything's broke down and you're like, well, that's great. So we're teaching Mark today. All right, so on the clean grain here, you can see this thing pulls almost all the way up out of here. You don't want that. You want it so it barely comes down off these sprockets, and you can tell there's definitely more play than that in there. Same with this one. You can see it kind of hangs down. You want it pretty much just so there's no pressure on it. So that's what we're going to try to get rid of. Alright, so basically, you can see this chain's pretty loose. What I like to do is take this, find a good spot. I'm going to take my wrench and kind of somehow push it up in here so it gets tight. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose either. Come on. You got a little play, not too much. Otherwise, all you do is spend your time readjusting. So I mean, that's a good amount of deflection. You can see this one. You want something a little tighter. Oil it up and it'll run smooth. You don't have to be that close. I'm not that close. Perfect. This one, you can see lots of looseness. Take it, just back it off, or a couple. Come on, move up. Drop your wrench 3 times. Like it a little tighter, but I don't know if I'm going to get it, so we'll just adjust it. Alright, so we're headed up to Rockberry right now to go hook onto the grain head and try some wheat, or not wheat, rye. I don't know why I keep calling it wheat. But anyways, that's what we got going on. This thing's all ready to go. We got it greased up. Today it kind of got away from me, but it is what it is. It's actually the next day right now, so we are Tuesday and we're just cruising on up. First trip in this combine, and our other combine without the head on was probably the scariest ride you could have. I was white knuckling it the whole way, and I don't know if the alignment was off in that or what, but this thing is actually enjoyable to run down the road. except for these rice tires. The only issue with them is you get a lot of vibration, and rattles and stuff like that. Gary's combine, the one that's at the shop right now, has the same tires on it. It has the same issues, so I know it's in the tires, not in the combine. But you know, they work through the mud. They work through the mud. You can't really complain too much about that. So, anyways, that's what we got going on. Yeah, I'll just cut right to the hooking of the head and go from there. Alright, so you can see we got both combines up here. I'm gonna go over to this one, get it started up, get the head taken off of it so we can put on this one, the new one. This head is all set up for running small grains, rye, wheat, all that fun stuff. So there was no point in getting the other one going just to have to pick this one up, take all the plates off the bottom, redo it all, and put it on this. This head's ready to go. I've gone over it, checked it all out. It's a good head, does the job. We didn't buy a new combine because we needed a new head. This head works, so we're going for it. Granted, this head is wore out. This thing's got 4,000 separator hours on it, so I'm sure this has got half of that for the separator hours. Who knows? We've run both, so yeah, that's what we got going on. But you can see this thing's got a few leaks here and there in it. She's not perfect, you know, but it is what it is. Look at that, just found a 15/16. Called a lucky day right there. But basically all we gotta do is pop that. I don't know why that's so tight. Take these off with by myself. Just trying not to lose everything. Should be able to just wiggle this right off. I don't know if we'll be able to pop these pins or not because of the down pressure. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start it up to get those out. But I don't know, I think there's a beehive starting in here. There's a wasp right there. That's not cool. But anyways, let's see if it starts. Oh jeez. Oh, that's cool. There's a beehive right in there. We're just gonna mosey our way out of here now. Ah. Alright, so we aren't quite sure what's going on, if it's our head or if it's the combine, but we cannot get the reel to go around. I'm leaning towards the combine for the fact of this thing on ours, the valve body here that controls your reel speed and all that kind of fancy stuff. We had an issue with that, so we actually switched it over to a manual style where you turn it and dial it in. So I don't know if that's actually what the issue is on this or what. I don't know. It like pulses the system. You can watch everything shake and everything, and I can control it manually, like it's flowing right, like the valve works, but it just doesn't want to send the fluid through. So I don't know if somewhere in here it's all screwed up or something. I honestly could not tell you. So I don't know. I'm gonna go look at the other head. This thing does have a plug-in on this side right here, which kind of, to me, on here it looks like it might say real, or I don't know exactly. I'm gonna go back down to the farm and look at that, see if there's something on that head that is different. Alright, so I noticed that I forgot to record the second half of this video. We did get the combine fixed. It was a check valve in the line that runs back to the valve body that controls the reel speed. The check valve froze up, and then it wasn't allowing oil to pass through, so all it would do is like pressurize the system, hit the relief, and it'd bypass it. So that's what we determined. We took the check valve out and put just a regular hydraulic hose in its place. Everything works just fine, and so that's all fixed. We did run some rye with it. Works great. So yeah, that's what we figured out on the whole situation of the reel not going around. I think I probably got a little frustrated at the time, so I just said I want to get it done and figured it out, and didn't feel like picking the camera back up after that. So sorry, but that's also how